sorry. Suhas ji, what is the sanctity of a buffer zone? Is there an LOC or have we created a line of actual control in
Well,
Manipur? That, this is like when we say buffer zone, what have we done? And I want your comments, sir, because you were part of that debate. When I showed you the pictures of the gun, which had the range of 4 kilometers, now ANI and other wire agencies are reporting that a sniper gun was used. So it's not a joke. Sniper guns were deployed in the Battle of Stalingrad when the German offensive had to be stopped. Sniping is a very serious business in Indian Army. Sniping is something very, very serious. It's like pointed killing from 3 kilometers away. It's not a small thing.
Well, I think the buffer zone or division of the state administration had something which was decided by the Home Minister of this country when he had made a statement that the Manipur police will look after the security in the Imphal Valley, and the Central Armed Forces and the Indian Army will look after the security situation in the hills. So this is a conscious decision of the government of India, and it has been continuing for a long time. And buffer zone actually comes out of it simply because whether we like or not like it, the Manipur police doesn't have the credibility to restore peace in the hill areas, and the Central Armed Forces do not have the same credibility in the Imphal Valley. So what has taken place is actual division or the de facto division of the state, and we are living in that situation. Of course, people talk about territorial integrity, people talk about, more autonomy, separate administration, whatsoever. But the fact remains, it's a separate administration, and the center doesn't have any political will. And the BJP as a political party doesn't have any political will to come out of it. So whether you bring Armed Forces Special Powers Act, you bring Unified Command, you impose Disturbed Areas Act, whatsoever, it requires such an amount of political decision, and that has not been forthcoming for the last 115 days. And with the current situation, it will not come up. And more so, apart from possibly your channel and actually the wire, none of the television channels in the country are actually discussing the situation in Manipur. So it has, in a way, the failed state of Manipur.
So I don't know about other TV channels, but both me and Brijesh know that Manipur is part of Union of India. And there is, you can take a direct flight to Manipur. And we also know that Manipur is a gateway to the Act East India policy of Narendra Modi, which was first enunciated by PV Narasimha Rao, Look East policy. Sir, both me and Brijesh also understand the unique contribution of Manipur in the world of music and literature and art. The all sort of expo functions are done abroad.
Sports also.
And sports also. Half of the items displayed come from Manipur. We also, I think, know that. And we have both travelled and covered elections. So in fact, the valley is as beautiful as the mountain area. And I at least had the privilege to go to More, cross across to Tamu, have fish and beer, and come back. But those were peaceful times, Chakma Sahab. Those were peaceful times.
Yes, I fully appreciate that. And what I was saying is, it is no longer in the debates. When that particular heinous video had come out, you could see that the entire country had come together, debated about the issue, and thereafter you could see there is a lull, and everybody is accepting a failed state in the midst of the country is an acceptable feature, and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about 11 minutes of assembly session, and there are killings which are continuing today. And
but Chakmaji, no one talks about sniper being used, a sniper gun. I am surprised that there is no debate. Sniper, it's like in Kashmir theatre, it is not there. I don't recall any newspaper.
It's a mix of both. There is no serious political will to enforce or to enforce a massive crackdown on anybody, irrespective of ethnicity, who has gun in his hand. You can't blame the citizen because they know that you have to have some sort of weaponry system in your hand to protect yourself. Otherwise, majority of this problem would have gone.
And Suhasji, even bombs were used in this violence, Bishnupur. Bombs were used.
I would say only one thing. If civilians in Kashmir had surrounded the paramilitary forces or the armed forces to release certain persons whom they had taken into custody, the reaction would have been brutal. There would have been massive crackdown killings of civilian and etc. And here you have a situation where the Indian security forces have been instructed by the central government that even if you have to show your identity cards to the vigilante groups, imagine the impact. The army
I
is
agree.
being subjected to scrutiny by the vigilante groups, where the state has allowed and directed to actually, sovereignty of the state has been, put under the carpet of these vigilante groups. So sniper is a small incident. For me, I think what is more important is how could the Indian security forces, the police, whomsoever, they are supposed to verify the legality and illegality. Instead of that, you have the private individual checking, the identity cards of the security forces. So the state has collapsed. So, sniper rifles is nothing if you compare that the government itself, the sovereignty itself has collapsed. It doesn't exist in Manipur. And so that's why, snipers, bombs, or whatsoever, these are basically symptomatic of the collapse or non-existence of the state itself. So that's much more serious, and nobody discusses the issue with the seriousness. And because if we want to find a solution, at the end of the day, you require certain hard decisions. And those hard decisions, whether because you are siding with the Meiteis or you are siding with the Kukis or anybody else, one thing is clear, that the BJP government, the central government, and the government of the day in Manipur are not siding with India. They are not ensuring that sovereignty
Feroz,
or the sovereign power of the state
that's very well put,
exists.
Mr. Chakravarti Devi ji. I want to ask you one question, Brijesh, this side. Have we sublet the law and order situation and the process of verification to the vigilante groups? Because
Sir,
both
I'm not
sides,
telling
whether it is Meera
some-
Paibis who will check
Yes,
the identity
Meera
cards.
Paibis is- Yes, sir. So we feel really bad when we see that the vigilante groups are checking the security guards' ID card and their identity in the country where they are securing their life. But sir, actually, what I would like to say is why it has happened. Now, even if we say that stop it, it's a chaos, sir. We cannot just say that stop it. We are not asking why it has happened. Okay, sir. Let's forget whatever had happened. Now, today's I'm not telling it's for the sake of telling. For time being, let's stop thinking about what had happened and what yesterday's episode. Like you said, there was a firing. A farmer goes to his farm for
And
putting
Firozaji,
fertilizer.
counter firing is taking place as we speak now. A counter firing is taking place. The firing took place from the Kuki side. Right now, the firing has taken place on the Meitei side as we speak.
Yes, sir. Everybody is so my question is to the police system and also to the Indian security forces. We are very emotional when we speak about the Indian armed forces, and we are not ready to accept failure from their side, sir. Failure in the sense and also I would like to reiterate that it is not the failure of the army, because army takes orders, sir. Now, sir, if you allow me, a civilian's point of view towards army is how a Jawan acts. A Jawan or an officer or a major or a captain cannot act on their own. You would have seen the videos which are viral on Twitter. Nobody answers. Some major sahib is using his pistol and doing some fun time with others. So civilian will see, look at us. Even a serving general is not allowed to speak what he wants without it is being cleared by somebody. What I feel is after reaching Manipur, everybody wants to do whatever they want to do. Like Mr. Chakma has just said, and I want to quote, he said, state has collapsed. State has collapsed already, sir. I'm not here to pinpoint to somebody that you have done this, you have done that. How many intelligentsias from Kuki as well as Meitei are ready to accept that this is our failure? My failure, your failure, let's clean our homes, and then we can think about coexistence. We all are behaving like an opportunistic beings. That hurts a lot. Be it academicians from the universities.
Okay, Firozaji, that was an emotional
pitch.
Firozaji, that's an emotional pitch. Dr. Gita, I'm going to come back to you. Just stay with me. I just want to go to General Sivach and Chakmaji. General Saab, counter firing has happened. Same firing happened, Bishnupur, 1 dead, hospital, 9 injured. Now same place counter firing is happening from the plain to the hills. Sir, what does it mean that wherever the firing is happening, is there no police? If the firing has happened, where is the surge and cordon operation? First the firing happens from one place, the same place fires back. I'm just, is this a, why is it being allowed? Why couldn't army have been allowed to go there? ये हो कैसे रहा है? I mean to say, if you were firing at a particular place for say in defense colony, and firing takes place, the first thing you do is you go inside the house and check people have weapons or not, and then you go to the place where the firing has happened. Then when the retaliation takes place, neither you are going there, why the firing is taking place. I mean, so in both the places, people are firing at each other in different intervals of time, which to me as a common person means at both places weapon remains intact after the episode of violence. Isn't that so?
Absolutely, absolutely. No doubt. See, time and again we are trying to bring out this issue. In case these weapons are still at large with the public, they are being used by both sides. And once a victim is from one side, then the firing takes from their side, and then the victim is from the other side. Now, this is a vicious circle which is going on. So, what, the solution lies, of course, people on ground must be acting as per the order which are given. There are two communities, which is Meitei and Kuki. There is a distrust between them, and this buffer zone has been created. Enlarge this buffer zone that the people from either side should not able to now fire at each other. And the second thing is carry out cordon search operation in both these areas. Whether it is a Meitei area or Kuki area, the weapons are on the both sides. And therefore, this cordon search operation need to be done. Whether it is done by Assam Rifle, done by army or by the police, that you have to take a call there. But the security forces which carry out a cordon search and combing operation, they must able to take out these weapons. The problem here is the weapon first. We must identify what is the real problem. As on today, due to mistrust, in case these weapons are still at large society, the violence level will not reduce. And hence there is a requirement of proper combing operation to be done on either side and try to take these weapons. A sniper rifle very rightly brought out 2 to 3 kilometers, which is being used on line of control on the either side by Indians and Pakistani. And they were so effective, even in a bunker, it can go and hit the soldier. And here the farmer which is on the field, because he has to perform his ritual in case, tomorrow the harvest has to take place. If we resort to such type of firing, what message are we sending? That tomorrow there will be drought in Manipur, there will be no sort of grain which will be coming. So the question
General Sivas, this is the gun.
What is the problem?
General Sivas,
Yes, this gun is very, very effective. And remember that the best of the weapons,
2 to 4 kilometers,
which we can think of it, they are available to the militant groups in Manipur.
जरा इसके बारे में बताइए कितना फायर कर सकती है इसकी रेंज
this range has almost about 2 to 3 kilometers, and it is very effective. It is a pinpoint target. Then the question comes is that if this sort of weapons are with the common public, no, they can create havoc. So until unless you should not get these weapons back from society, the peace will not prevail, and no one is ready to give it. What they have given is basically pistol, which is no more a weapon which are being used by the opposing side. So the question comes is, if we are interested in bringing the peace and reduce the violence, first and foremost thing is seal the border between India and Myanmar, carry on combing operation both sides of the buffer zone, ensure these weapons are taken out from the society. And once you have taken out these weapons, then the next step can prevail, the peace will come. There are this thing. Until unless this does not happen, on small trigger, you find these weapons are used by either side.